The 2025 Chamber Board Installation Breakfast is scheduled for January 24th. In case you're not familiar with this event, it actually celebrates the installation of new board members of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce for the year 2025, emphasizing leadership and community collaboration. Would love to talk about this a little bit more, so there's no better person to join me in this conversation than the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, Suzanne Levine. Thank you for being here, Suzanne.
Good morning, and thank you for having me once again.
We always appreciate your time. We know it's extremely valuable, so I want to get straight to it, essentially. Asking a little bit from your position about the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. What is your vision for the Chamber for 2025?
Well, the vision is pretty constant in the sense that we are the voice of business. So really trying to make sure that our businesses that are here and the ones that want to become part of West Bloomfield, that not only that do they survive, but they thrive. And what is the best way to make sure that they are connected to the community and other businesses that can perhaps, help support them?
And that's good to hear. That's good to hear. With you being in the position that you are in, it's great that you have that vision. So now you just got to, essentially execute the plan to make that happen. Now, with with the new installation of board members, how do you feel like they align with your new vision?
Well, the board is here to not only support me in my efforts, but to really reach out to the community. These are a great representative of large, medium, and small businesses, and they are great leaders and a great resource, not just for connecting with other people, but also maybe giving them some insight into how they can best promote their business. So the board is really great. We've tried to have kind of a eclectic different businesses, from Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, which of course is the largest employer of people in our area, to small little businesses like Linda Charter, who is part of Melaleuca. So I really try to make sure that we have a broad range, trying to represent everyone in West Bloomfield and beyond.
I'm glad you put it in perspective with that scale, going all the way from the largest employer in our Greater West Bloomfield area all the way to maybe even an individual solo entrepreneur in the Greater West Bloomfield area. So it's good to know that we have resources for these types of businesses and business owners right here in the area. Now, I want to ask about your plan and the community impact of that. How does the charter plan to address some of these specific needs that our West Bloomfield businesses and residents are facing in the upcoming year?
Well, we know that, COVID really, really hurt a lot of our local businesses. And time I tried to direct them to grants and resources within our community, like Oakland County and our township. Now going forward, I really have a plan of making sure that we canvass our local businesses and see what they feel their needs are. Is it more employees? Is it trying to get their word out, their name? How can they improve their reputation? Do they need resources for their employees? We have a lot of resources in the sense of we're connected to the township, we're connected to Oakland County. I know Noah Arbich, who's our representative, is always very interested to hear from them. So it's really important that they come to me, and I'm going to actually go out to them and, kind of do like a survey and see what their needs are, and hopefully figure out a way to address them in a satisfactory manner.
Nice, nice. Once again, just highlighting all the resources, the different individuals that you have either part of the chamber or involved or like to hear from people in the chamber as well. It just goes to show how great that is. And with us right here live on The Splash, by the way, Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Suzanne Levine, talking about the upcoming installation breakfast, talking about incorporating new members. I want to kind of go back to that very briefly also. Any key outcomes that you are hoping to achieve from this board installation breakfast for both the charter and the community?
What I'm hoping is that there'll be a great connection, a great networking event, because it's our board. So people don't necessarily get to meet any of these board members, like Henry Ford Hospital, Judge D'Agostini, again, 48th District Court judge, who's fabulous. She loves doing this for us. So it's interesting to meet her. out of court, and get all of these people's perspective on what they see for their business. It's just a great event, and of course, we're always so grateful to Civic Center TV for covering it. And I think that the best thing they can come out of it is making new alliances, because the best people to promote your business are other businesses. There's a great for people. I always tell that story about the young gentleman that opened a pizza parlor, and he said, "How can I get new business?" And I connected him to real estate agents. And I said, "When you sell a house, let him know, and he can deliver maybe a smaller medium pizza and just say, 'Welcome to the neighborhood.'" What a great way to, welcome someone and also get them to
Great
know
idea.
you can give a coupon with it. So it's just, trying to figure out different strategies to help people promote their business that might not cost them that much money in advertising. And we know that when you walk into a store and then you see business cards of someone else, that you think, "Oh, wow, maybe this is a great business that I should look into. Maybe I will need a real estate agent down the road. Maybe I will need a home care person." So it's just a great way to, promote your business by having other businesses promote you.
That is so key to success, especially right here in our greater West Bloomfield area. I always highlight how I love to hear about different businesses, organizations, or even local leaders of authority coming together, working together for different events, different causes, supporting each other. And it's just a great thing because it sets a great example for the next generation as well. So love that we're hearing that and seeing that from your perspective in the chamber. Now, I know that businesses locally, they have to do a lot of marketing themselves to kind of stand out to the community and build that connection to the community also. But can you just talk about how the chamber itself as an overall organization helps collaborate or foster that collaboration between the businesses and our actual community?
Well, one of the things I've created within the chamber are these specialty networking groups. For example, today we had our wealth group, our wellness and health professionals, and we had it at LE Mental Health. And anyone that's interested in any kind of health, it could even be financial health, came to this meeting to network with one another. I have a senior resource group because we have so many assisted living places in our, facilities in our community. So this is also another great group that helps foster collaboration. And we know that competition is never going away. So one of the things I try to tell people when they join the chamber or they're thinking about it is, let's figure out what makes you unique. There's a lot of real estate agents, but there must be, maybe you specialize only in seniors. Maybe you specialize in commercial. Let's try to figure out what makes you different than the others. So that's what you can highlight when you're going out into the community, why they should use you. So that's one of the things that I sort of figure that is a great asset of a chamber is, trying to highlight your specific, qualifications, how we can promote it and make you stand out from the crowd. And also, coming to these meetings is so important.
Bingo.
You could send 1,000 brochures, but let's be honest, when it comes to health and money, you're not just going to go to any dentist. You're not going to turn your parent over to any home health care person.
Good point.
You're not going to give money to any financial person. Health and money are trust issues. So the more they can send even someone from their business, if they can't come, to get to know and build that relationship, that one-on-one trust is really, it's invaluable.
That was a solid point right there. You're not just gonna look in the, I'm gonna be so old school, yellow pages and just look for a doctor. I was so old school with that, or a dentist or whatever, or even a personal banking. You're gonna do research, you're gonna look for recommendations, you're gonna go by word of mouth, experience, is that type of thing. Health and finances, that's a great point, Suzanne. Glad you brought that up. With us right here live on The Splash, Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Suzanne Levine, talking about the upcoming Chamber Board Installation Breakfast, which will be January 24th, and also just talking about how the Chamber helps local businesses and provides resources in general. I want to kind of ask a little bit more about the Chamber and its resources and how it helps businesses, specifically with some of the business trends. Now, we were talking about how businesses adjust to the winter and the different seasons. Maybe you're selling a certain product for the winter and then you adjust for the summer. But what about economic trends? How does the chamber help address some of these changing, not only economic trends, but the challenges also that they may face in the area?
Well, I know that we have tremendous resources. For example, the Small Business Administration is in constant contact with us, and I always try to send out information about they are willing to meet with the businesses one-on-one. They have training sessions for them. So does Oakland Thrive. Trying to figure out, and I'm always trying to read about different trends, and I go to these meetings. There's a Michigan Chamber of Commerce that, is basically the entire area. So, trying to connect people with different experts. And I do a lot of collaboration with other chambers. I'm not, worried that someone's going to like another chamber more than ours. It may be a better fit for them. Just think that the more that you can offer resources to your business partners, your community, it helps the community thrive. And I know, AI is a big thing. I
Yes.
know people are concerned, is it going to be a negative or positive impact? It is going to be disruptive no matter how you try to control it, if you can control it. My older son is very much involved in San Francisco and AI, and I talk to him about it a lot. So trying to figure out how we can harness that for the good of your business. Trying to figure out the trends. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I know the experts sometimes are kind of in dispute about how that's going to work, especially with the new administration coming in. Part of it is we have to see how that will work. But I know people are hopeful that the economy will, be great this year. So that's what, an optimist.
There
So
you go.
I'm trying to look at that, whoever's in power, it really wants to help our communities. So I'm going to continue to offer whatever classes, resources I can, to see what these economic trends are. And I do believe that no matter how much, people rely on Amazon, I do believe that the brick and mortar stores will survive because to me, and I'm old school, I still like to go into a store and try something on or
Me
feel the
too.
thing or
Yes.
talk to a real person. So, and that's another thing that we need to make sure that your employees are the front line. If you have the greatest product, but you have an employee that is negative, and that's their first interaction, a person may never come back and never even tell the store why they're not coming back or a
Yeah.
restaurant. So that's really important to make sure that if someone is having a bad day, don't impose it on someone else. I mean, we all have bad days. We all don't feel well or have issues. But to me, you got to put on your game face. You have to, show the world that if you want to make money, that you have to, kind of play this game and, be in a consumer-oriented world.
Correct.
Everybody service, and that's what a brick and mortar store offers: customer service that you cannot get from an Amazon.
Good
That you
point.
with some of these, you know, other when you order online. So
Yeah. And you said that for both ends of the spectrum, for the business owner, the aspiring business owner, and also for the consumer. We need to take more value in these brick and mortars. The convenience, yes, it's convenient. There's a price for all things that are convenient, so consider that. So support our local businesses, local brick and mortars who are giving jobs to local residents as well. Suzanne, we want to thank you again so much for your time. I know we're running out of time, but so much to talk about. I'm pretty sure we'll get you on again. And we want to thank you from the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, Suzanne Levine.
thank you again, Kevin, for a great interview and for all that Civic Center TV does for us, our community.